Hello again everyone, Saka here and welcome back to Formula 1 2021, and in the last episode we had a career day in Monza, Italy, finally placing on the podium in a car that really shouldn't have done that, but now we're going to get sent back to Earth fairly quickly in the Russian Grand Prix. Never seen this track before, never driven a lap on this track before, but I'm in Formula 1, so we're just going to have to do it. First, of course, we've got 10 days before the Russian Grand Prix. It's time to set some activities and what we're doing between now and then. So let's build up some morale here. We'll do powertrain for 2 days. The next little batch we'll do sponsor event for filming. We're not going to attend the Formula 1 event. It seems like 4 days just to get 100 acclaim for us. Not too good, so we'll focus on some weight training for our second driver, Nobuharu, and then spend another 10K for a funded team event to get everyone feeling pretty good before the Russian Grand Prix. And we got some research and development done thanks to our failure in the ERS system. We have learned from our mistakes, which is all we can ask for, so another 200 research and development points to spend. Of course, in the last episode, we had a notification that our turbocharger was on its last legs. We want to swap that out. So our MGUK is at 74%. We will just apply that brand new part. For our MGUH, we're at 61%. Let's go ahead and fit a new one on there. For our energy storage, we're at 68%. Okay, so that's going to be a grid penalty for fitting a new one of that. We'll go ahead and take that. For our turbo, of course, we're going to get a brand new one. That's the grid penalty as well. And for our control electronics at 52%, we should be fine there. And since we've completed 6 of 6 races, we'll go ahead and fit a brand new event gearbox on as well. So we should have a pretty fresh car going into Russia. For our research and development, we are working on our rear upper wing flap, and we've got 1,300 extra points to spend. I don't see any discounts, but we do have the ability to do some research and development here. The biggest bang for our buck as far as these go, not really the barge boards, but it looks like maybe, I mean, it all comes out in the wash, doesn't it? So we'll work on the barge boards for 625. Yeah, everything's 625. We'll take the barge boards. It's going to be ready after Turkey and get ready for Japan. And Japan is the next track that I'm really looking forward to. So that will be awesome if we can keep that together. Looking at the chassis, we have the opportunity to look at our heave dampers, but it doesn't really do much in the grand scheme of things. The monocoque would be a tremendous improvement, but we're only at a 4% discount on that one. For our powertrain, we can get a little bit of a marginal increase with a crankshaft, and that's at 473. We're working on magnetic compound, and we don't have enough for our ECU. And as far as reliability goes, everything is out of our price range, so I think we can go ahead and start working on our crankshaft, and only a 22% failure chance, and this may put us at the best powertrain on the field. We've got horsepower for days. So let's get through these events. Power team building done. Sponsor event filming done. The weight training for Nobuharu is done. There's our running costs. And our funded team
You're not currently
event.
in a rivalry. Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival. Think carefully who you select, as while you will receive acclaim for beating them, you'll lose acclaim if you fail to do so.
Right. I'd rather not say who my rival is, I'm not sure. And with that podium, they may say, hey, is Lewis Hamilton your rival? No, not even close. But there is the Sochi Autodrome, and looks okay. Practice 1, I should be able to figure this place out, but let's see how fast we are after practice 1. All right, practice 1 is over. We're about a second off the pace on softs, and with that 20 grid position, it's really not worthwhile to qualify. We're going to be in the back anyway, but one thing I am going to do is practice just a few laps in practice 2, all trimmed out, to see if we can pick up any semblance of speed, and then probably skip practice 3 altogether.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it.
Thanks, Claire.
Who would you say is your biggest rival at the moment?
There we go. Well, I know Sebastian. We can beat Aston Martin quite regularly, so we'll say old Sebastian Vettel.
How do you feel these grid penalties are affecting the sport?
Oh man, I can't... I blame the team more than anything. We have to stick to the rules, and I'm the one that made that change. I wouldn't ever say this. No comment.
Was today a good day for you?
Yeah, things went well. I'm more than happy.
What was the secret ingredient for your performance today?
Power. I will say it until the cows come home. We've got the power.
Appreciate your time.
Awesome. So we dodged one question. And I think we only have to answer one more for our sponsors. So hopefully Claire will talk to us after the race. So 20th on the speed chart, right behind Nobuharu, 3 seconds off, and all I did was run the ERS program without using any ERS whatsoever, just to see if I could handle the car with it trimmed out, and it felt comfortable and definitely not indicative of the speed I could get out of it. So yeah, we'll skip practice 3 and see where we line up in qualifying. So I'll see you in Q1. So looking back, there is our practice program, 6 development boosts. Nice, up to 1,350 research and development points. Let's take a look at the discounts we got. So another 4% on reliability testing there. The monocoque is going to be a big one. I think once we're ready to go, we can research that for sure. Ooh, a nice big reduction on the MGU-H, as well as a lot of reliability on the parts. And finally, a discount on those heave dampers for our suspension. And looking at Team Acclaim, we gain a little bit, Nobuharu gains a little bit, the team gains a little bit, but qualifying is where I think we're going to boost up our Acclaim just a little bit more. All right, out of Q1 and only a 10th behind Sebastian Vettel, I had a flyer going and screwed up on my second lap, but we are in Q2, so let's see where we line up as far as that is concerned. All right, everyone, we have made it to qualifying 3, running in 6th, 1 second off the pace, which is about where we were in practice. Looking at Sebastian, he is starting in 13th. With grid penalties, though, I don't know how this series calculates starting position, whether it is where you qualified, then you drop to the back, or where you actually start the race after grid penalties is your qualifying position, but we'll run one set in qualifying 3, see where we should line up, and then we'll take our 20 spot grid penalty. So gridding up in 8th, at least we would have been, just in front of Carlos Sainz, 0.6 seconds off the pace. Really tight battle for the pole for sure. But yeah, with our 20 place grid penalty, we're only going to be in front of those behind us that also have 20 place grid penalties. So yeah, we out-qualified Sebastian, so that is good for our rivalry there. So 2 points to 1 point with 6 races left for 1,600 acclaim. We have to get to 30 points as last time. A little bit of rep boost on 9 and 8. And 13 and over a half. So hopefully this race will put us in Team Acclaim 14.
So, unfortunately, we've picked up some grid penalties, and we'll be starting further back than you expect. As for how bad it is, that'll depend on what the other drivers get.
Yeah, we're at 20. So hopefully people have more than that. But I will see you on the grid.
Welcome one and all to today's Grand Prix here in southern Russia. A beautiful location besides the Black Sea, and a race that has historically been dominated by the Silver Arrows. Mercedes have won here 6 times since the first race in 2014. Can someone else muscle in on that record here today? Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. It's Sergio Perez on pole position today, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Charles Leclerc and Ricciardo, Norris, Sainz, Tsunoda, and Kimi Räikkönen. Gasly, Vettel, Lance Stroll, and Giovinazzi. Fernando Alonso, Ocon, George Russell, and Nobuharu Matsushita. Mick Schumacher, Latifi, Mazepin, and the Tigress. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
All right, looking at the strategy on softs for 5 laps and mediums for 8, that looks okay. And 14 laps in the tank on a 13-lap race. So feeling pretty good about that. Quite a different view than what we've had before. At least in Monza, right in the back. Lights out, and let's be extremely careful in this first section. Big drafting.
Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
All right, loss of power, that's fine. Let's see if we can get to the inside here. Heavy braking zone. Good launch. Giovinazzi trying to squeeze us out. We'll roll on the right and be set up well for this left hand or this right-hander. There we go, fighting through nice and easy. Setting up for Gasly, long straightaway here, and a good braking zone coming up for us here. And good exchange, power down, almost back up in the top 10. Let's get that ERS going. Try to be in the DRS zone whenever it opens up next lap.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
DRS now open right behind Yuki, and Yuki is tracking down Sebastian. So that is our rival. That's who we need to get. DRS open again, starting lap 4. Still Yuki tracking down Sebastian, us tracking down Yuki. Pitting this lap, still no change. Running behind Yuki in 11th, trying to track down Sebastian, pitting this time. On Yuki's gearbox, and it looks like he is coming down a pit road as well. Let's make sure not to overshoot. Let's make sure not to speed, and we are in. We caught up quite a bit to Yuki, and let's see if they're going to do anything crazy like replacing our front wing or anything of that nature. And looks like we're the first on pit road as well. We are about halfway through this race, so these medium tires should take us the rest of the way. Clutch in, gas in, and green.
We're racing on the exit.
So right behind Yuki.
Look after these tires now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Pit limiter off. He got us on pit road, but clear track behind. Starting lap 7, we have made the pass, and it looks like we've made some passes on pit road as well, and settling in behind Mick. DRS is open and not for Mick. We're going to be hauling the mail here. Got the toe, moving to the left.
Okay, gap ahead is 3.8 seconds.
And got that pass done. And there's fastest lap bonus on lap 7 to 8. Really hauling the mail here, seeing if we can make up any ground. There's Carlos Sainz right in front of us.
Keep it up.
Quite the gaggle in front of us here. DRS will be open. There we go. Lap 9. Making the pass on Carlos. And setting sights on Daniel. Or no, that's Lando. Lap 10 still trying to catch Lando, but reeling him in ever so closely.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag in front. Don't know what this is about.
Flag ahead.
Looking for any damaged race cars. It looks like a Mercedes off the pace. It was indeed. And Lewis Hamilton is out. Lap 11 still trying to catch Lando. We're running in 7th thanks to Lewis dropping out. And with 2 laps to go, still riding in 7th behind Lando, 1.3 ahead of Carlos. And 1 lap to go, Carlos 0.7 behind us. We're going to have to defend something fierce. Try to hold this 7th place. And he's going to have DRS. We are on the ERS down this back straightaway.
The gap to the car ahead is 5.1 seconds.
Just do not slip up in these last 2 corners. Outstanding. All right. If we don't get driver of the day, I'm going to be very disappointed. And Sebastian with DRS. And yes, that's what I'm talking about. Coming from last place up to 7th in the points. Can't ask for more than that.
Russian Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection, a shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here.
So Perez on the top step, Valtteri Bottas in 2nd, and old Danny Rick getting that podium and going to drive that Earnhardt car, which he is actually going to do here soon, and that is very awesome to see. But yeah, let's get to the points and see where we shake out.
Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
I have to give it to the Tigress. There was a lot going on all down the field, but they were the only one who I really felt maximised their potential.
So the standings as they are, we are solidly in 9th, good 18 points clear of Pierre Gasly, and what is that, 28 behind Carlos Sainz. So a little bit of work to do, but not a whole lot of changing except up the top, Sergio Perez leading the championship by 1. Those points have helped us clear out Aston Martin a bit, and we are only 5 points behind AlphaTauri, and we might be able to squeeze out a 5th place in this Constructors' Championship. And Sir Lewis running in 2nd, just gets off the pace and gets down on speed. There go the cars below him with that yellow flag, and here we come. Nearly overshoot the corner. In fact, we did just a little bit, but went clear. And on the start, we made a Watkins Glen type move on these guys. We were on the left side, got really cut off, and then just the dive to the inside. Everyone else trying to make those moves as well. A little bit of a lockup, and we were able to make some passes there and actually get set up for the next batch of corners in which we were able to pass even more cars. Yeah, so not a bad start on our behalf. We managed to clear a lot of folks there and come out with a good result.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
I am, Claire. How are you?
How do you feel these grid penalties are affecting the sport?
No comment.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
I couldn't do this without a great team behind me.
How do you feel the competition is for you this season?
It's been great. All the drivers are at their best this year.
Appreciate your time.
See you, Claire. And that should get us in our sponsorship window as far as answering questions go. So we're +4 to +2 over Sebastian with our finishing position, penalty-free, all that good stuff. So we're at 6 points over 3, which is outstanding. As far as acclaim goes, we are personally Driver Acclaim number 10, Nobuharu almost 9. And with that race, yeah, next time we will be crossing into Team Acclaim 14 territory. There are questions answered, another 539,000 in the bank. So in 3 days, we are getting ready for Singapore, and I don't know the track, but I know that I am probably going to be on the struggle bus, but that will do it for me, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next Formula One video. Take care.